have a special guest today. My cousin, or is he really my cousin? Marlin. Stay tuned. All right. So, if you guys don't know Marlin, we're cousins.
We're cousins.
Okay. If you want to know the full story, here's the full story. Our grandmas are sisters. Okay. Okay. So here's what happened growing up. Okay. I moved to the East Coast of the United States, and you lived in the West Coast, Stockton, yeah?
Yeah.
That's where you grew up.
Yeah, so our families were kind of separated at that point, right? We knew each other when we were like, what, three?
I was 2, 3.
3? Yeah, 2
I don't know,
or 3.
you're a baby.
Yeah, I was a baby. And then we never really saw each other since then. You moved to the other side.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles, probably like 5 years ago. I was like, whoa, Marlin? Wait, aren't you my cousin? You're like, I am? I was like, yeah, our grandma, what's her grandma's name?
Wow.
And then
then we were like, wow, we're cousins. So then, yeah.
So that's it, yeah. But eventually, we became roommates. We lived in, I guess we can say because we don't live there, we lived in Encino, California. Uh-oh. So, yeah, from there, that's where I started Guava Juice, actually.
Yeah, I remember when the early days of Guava Juice happened was in that house. It was conceived in Encino.
Mm-hmm.
And you just asked me one day, you're like, I like Guava Juice. Just said that.
Did. I was like, wow.
And you just did it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then that's where you kind of like started your YouTube channel as
Yeah,
well. Like you had it for a long time,
Yeah.
but then you were just like, all right, let's do this thing together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back in the days, we had tripods, but we kind of like helped each other out, like filming videos, helping each other film videos for one another. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this Korean ramen spicy challenge. You want to help me film?
Yeah. Or I mean, we just helped each other film all the time. We're like just bounced ideas off each other, and then like just worked out a lot and just made more videos. I don't know. It's like a very YouTuber house.
Oh yeah,
it's really
for
cool.
sure.
We also lived with Will from Ryan's podcast, right?
Yeah.
Will Pacaro.
Will Pacaro.
But
you guys know him as Paco.
yeah, he has a channel and stuff too. But yeah, Roy would always try to push him to make videos because he was really talented too. And then I don't know, I just was like wanting to make videos also, and then I just kind of did it with you at the house, and we just like made more videos because I was inspired just by starting making videos.
Honestly, if you surround yourself who are as passionate and motivated to get something done, then you'll kind of just, obtain that mannerism to get that done as well. I think that's like what happened in the beginning. It's like
I think so.
We're just always constantly working. And I just moved here from LA because I just moved, and I was kind of like a little bit sad because I didn't really know anyone for like the first year until I met like you and then Will. I'm like, all right, I have some buddies now.
Yeah, what was that like? Tell me like when you first like moved to Glen. I know we talked about it before, but what was it like when you first moved here? Obviously, you had a different YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. So I moved from North Carolina, but yeah, it was kind of sad because moving from East Coast to West Coast, I was so used to the East Coast. I like knew everybody there. My friends were there. Everyone was there. So moving here, I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Except Alex, and I don't know. I just became sad, and then I don't know.
I mean, it's okay to be sad, but it's
just like
I understand because when I moved down here too, I had 2 friends I lived with.
Yeah.
But I guess I kind of related because you tell me stories like what you would go kind of to the mall by yourself and just hang out and like work out by yourself. So I kind of did the same things, but I didn't have anyone that was interested in YouTube either. When I first lived here, everyone kind of just thought that wasn't really. I mean, there are people that watched it, but there weren't people that were like interested in it. So I didn't really have a friend circle that was like that. But then when I was reunited through Will again, because I think he was working with you and Alex on something. Yeah. When we were reunited again, it was kind of like, oh, this is like, I love this. This is the kind of creative like energy I want to be around. Yeah, and like that kind of I think really drew us together. And what else happened? And like, how else did you feel when you were first like
you said, like for you guys, you need more context. I moved here, and then I just kind of just did things just to kill time rather than keeping myself like going out to events or whatever. I would just go to the mall, or I would go to the movie and watch 5 movies in a row just because it'll kill 10 hours. I'm like, all right, time to sleep. God. Let's go to sleep. So it was kind of at that point, but then I realized it was very unhealthy. I'm like, okay, I need to do something with my life in order to, project and move forward from my current situation kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you started daily vlogging. Were you daily vlogging while you're still there?
Yeah,
you started daily vlogging.
I started daily vlogging. I watched a lot of Casey Neistat because Casey Neistat was pretty big at the time. So I was just like, wow, his like his form of vlogging is very unique at the time. I'm like, okay, he inspired me to get daily vlogging. So I did it for like 10 months.
Yeah, you did it for a long time.
Straight. I'm like, okay, if I can do this, what else can I do, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's like a big key, I think, to YouTube, with people always asking, like, how do you get started on YouTube? Is like, I think finding someone you like Roy did with Casey Neistat. That's what you did, right? You liked him, and then so you just like wanted to, I guess, model it. And so you're just like, oh, this is fun, so I want to model it. And I feel like that's really relatable to kind of like even what I did in our living situation. Is like I was just like, oh, that looks really fun, like let's just do that. And then I kind of just like when I lived with you, I just saw Roy working 20-hour days. It was insane. Like I can't even describe it, because if I tried to tell you guys on the Guava Juice 2 channel, I don't know where this is, or whoever's listening on the Spotify, like, you guys wouldn't even believe me how much Roy worked to make this whole like life right now. It looks easy on the outside, but I promise you, living with it, it's like anyone you could bring in any CEOs like that I know right now, and I told them about like the times when we lived together. They're like, that's crazy. And that's why I think it goes back to like, you really have to love what you do, or else it's really gonna be just a pipe dream. And I think Roy just really loves you guys so much, loves the internet, loves his family, and it just like, that's why I think Guava Juice is so successful, is because you just see that.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out of everybody, you experienced it firsthand.
No, yeah.
Like for Marlin, you have acting class, right? So,
yeah.
And then you would go to acting class. So you first, here's our schedule, okay? If you want to know how Guava Juice started, what my schedule and my itinerary was.
This is like the schedule, yeah.
I would say the first 5 months, I would wake up whenever, probably like 9. I was like, hey, Marlin, let's work out. So we work out from like 10, 11, maybe 11:30, and then I would get to work from like 12 all the way to like 6 or 7, and then you'd be like, all right, I gotta go acting class. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'll see you. I'll grab some dinner for like an hour. And then from 8 to like 4 a.m., I was still working. And you would come back from acting class like, what, 3 a.m. or something like that?
Yeah,
and
3 a.m.
Sometimes you would like walk inside the house like, oh, you're still awake? I was like, yeah, I'm just editing this 6th video.
Yeah. I think that kind of, I wouldn't admit it back then, but I think me and Roy are both very competitive in that way, kind of too. Like, in a good way. It's a friendly competition where it's like, I was like, dang, like, Roy's still working. I think so. I didn't want to admit that, but I think that's what really drove me, is because it was like, dang, if Roy can work, you know, when I left till now, like, there's no excuse for me to go to better. And
you're talking about like in a very contagious, like, inspiring way. You're like, okay, cool. If you can do this, I can work a little bit harder just to get this done.
Yeah.
Accomplish that. Yeah. So, like I said in the beginning, like, if you're surrounded by people who are extremely motivated to like a goal, especially one that you really love to obtain or reach for, then sooner than later you'll just follow that same path.
Yeah,
because you're just so inspired and you're surrounded by that energy and that motivation just to strive for that goal. So
so that was like a really fun way to jump into it. But it was just crazy to see the first 6 months of Guava Juice is crazy. Like that's like, because that was crazy growth for you too, right? I don't know, but you, like, Roy was never like satisfied too. I never remember the one. If you guys go back and look at a 1 million surprise video for Roy was sleeping when he hit 1 million subscribers on Guava Juice, because it wasn't good enough for Roy. Like, Roy was so hungry to like get to, I don't even know, to where he maybe past where he is now. But when he was going for the first million, it was like he already knew that was gonna happen. So I had to wake him up at like 3 a.m.
Yes.
That's a big part, I think, of like getting something you want, is like you're certain about it. And I think Roy was already like, okay, 1 million's not the goal here. It's past 1 million.
Dude, I think the mentality of it, I think knowing now, like 2.5 years after,
that's
almost
2.5 years.
The mentality of it now, it's like, if you have a goal, exceed that goal. It's like, you know, when people like track coaches, you know, they give this advice to their sprinters. Like, if they see the finish line, think of the finish line to be even further than where it is now. So that way you could just keep sprinting no matter what. So if you have that mindset to sprint to not only the current finish line, but the imaginary one that the coach suggested, then your mind will just sprint through the current one.
You'll get to,
you'll kind of get there. It's kind of like you're always at full speed no matter what, kind of thing. So my mindset was, if I hit 1 million, okay, what's the next thing? Like, times it by 4, times it by 5. Okay, what's 5 million? Let's hit 5 million, you know?
Yeah.
Like, right now, like, okay, here. What's the current goal you have, like, right now?
For me, my current goal on my current channels, like, my goal is, like, I would love to hit 10 million subscribers.
10 million.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, instead of 10, just hit 10 plus 10, so that's 20, or 10 plus something else, like a bigger project. So you have this, but then you have also this. I don't know. It's just kind of like do more.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
When you were in that phase when you're trying to hit 1 million, I actually never asked you, I guess, because we moved out before that. Like, were you going past 1 million then? What were you searching for then?
1 million?
Were you going? What was your actual goal then?
Honestly, I was just trying to get to where I was, because I left Wasabi Productions, and it's kind of like I knew where I was when I left it. It's like kind of like, how do I get there?
Okay.
How do I get there faster, or how do I get there and go beyond that kind of thing?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the fire in my butt, because after leaving Wasabi, I had so much hate. Like, people are like, oh, you can't do this. You can't start a gaming channel because it's so saturated on YouTube. You're going to fail. So I kind of just used that as like my gasoline, my fuel, just to burn me and like motivate me to do even further. Yeah. So that's kind of like why I like haters. Haters are bad. I mean, it's bad and good, bittersweet. Haters are bad because they just kind of do their best to bring you at their level. Ooh. That's kind of how I see it all the time. It's like, hey, haters right here. You're right here. Like, hey, you dumb, boy. They're trying to bring you there, but in reality, they dumb, boy.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That's some gangster
and I think
talk
you're
there,
doing
boy.
something right if you have haters, if people are hating on you, there's a reason for it, and it's either they're jealous or whatever that reason is.
It's usually jealousy, and mostly jealousy, and the fact that you are a lot more successful than they are. Yeah. Then that's probably why. Because kids get bullied all the time. If you're being bullied right now, just know your bully is right over here. You're over here, up here. Because first and foremost, the bully probably has some kind of problems. And that problem is trying to project it on someone that they think is weaker than them, which might be you, but in reality, it's not you, because you are powerful and strong.
Ooh, okay.
So just use that as like fire to like, just be yourself. Inspire yourself.
Inspire yourself. Yeah.
You're already better than them. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why even like give them the energy just to, be them?
I think that is the trick. Yeah, because they're trying to get you to come down to that level.
Yes.
When you can rise to a different level, which I think is the opposite of what I did. What I did is I think I felt like I more rose to the occasion, because I think. When I was first coming into YouTube, I didn't really understand what being a YouTuber is. I think a lot of people don't understand what being a YouTuber or influencer really is.
Yeah.
When you're coming into it, but Roy had been doing it for 8 years already before we even lived together. Yeah. 8 years?
Something like that, like 10 or 8.
10 or 8 years already. So Roy had been doing it for 10 years, and then on top of that, he had like the fire under his butt from the haters and leaving different things. So going into that was just insane. Like I told you, like going into that with having an accountability partner, I guess you call it, on accident. We just did that. It's in all these self-help books. Me and Roy just did it on accident. We didn't read any self-help books.
Yeah, that's true.
We kind of just did it on accident. I don't know. It was natural. It was very natural. Like I didn't think I would get to where I am now by like, that wasn't like my goal. I'm like, oh, this is like, I'm gonna go to bed every night and like I'm thinking about hitting a certain number of subscribers or something. I think I was just having so much fun in the process of making all this stuff.
That is true. I think just starting, like, whenever you start a new project, you're kind of just like, okay, let's go.
It was fun.
Kind of like this podcast. Like, I don't even know why we're doing it, but it's fun.
I think anything that is fun for you like that and it comes like naturally to you, you should just keep doing it. Because that's what I felt like a lot of my first videos I started doing. Because I noticed Roy was having fun doing games and like bathtub stuff. Because Roy had fun actually doing that. I was like, what do I like to do? I was like, oh, I like to cook stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I really like to cook stuff. So, like, I would cook, like, food at the house all the time. So that was something I loved to do. So I was like, I want to just cook stuff and incorporate that into my channel somehow. And luckily, back then, the trends were giant things. So it kind of worked out in my favor.
Yeah. Because what did we do? You did, like, giant marshmallows.
Yeah, giant marshmallows.
I remember helping you film that. It took you, like, a week or something to film that, right?
Yeah, the first marshmallow took me a week to do. But most of our things happen, like... So, me and Roy had a ritual. So it's like we work out. And then it's always like Target right after. But that's when you come up with the ideas, is Target.
Target, meaning Target the store. Because Target has the best props. And that brings us to our sponsor.
No way! No, okay.
Our sponsor, it's not Target. I wish it was Target. If you're watching this, please sponsor me.
Yeah,
our sponsor today is guavajuice.com. All right, for your best shirts, go to guavajuice.com.
Yes.
Sponsored this episode of the podcast. We were able to buy these microphones. You just bought a new computer just specifically for the podcast. So yeah, come support the podcast. Buy some merch so we can get some good gear and stuff. We need a new table because look at this table. Like every time we hit it, you hear like a bump, even if we hit it slightly. So, guavajuice.com, if you use the code STAYJUICY, you get 10% off of your purchase.
10% off.
So, help us buy a new table, please. Guavajuice.com.
And it's high quality. I'm feeling it right now. It's really soft. It's so soft.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Rose over there, you haven't sent a word. Just want to acknowledge you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm like super interested in what you guys are saying. I've just been here so astonished, like,
oh,
wow, that's their life. Yeah.
Can we have some sound effects? Like
yeah, here you go. You got a clapping sound.
Oh, we got a clap sound.
So go to guavajuice.com if you want us to get a soundboard. That'll help us get a soundboard so we get some cool sound effects. Maybe a piano. Maybe it can just make some background music or stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Soundboard. I would love that for the next time I come on episode 52. I want to be back on 52.
Okay.
I'm coming back. Episode 52.
All right.
I want to come back because I think this is the intro one. We talk about how we got started, what our relationship is like, and then 52 we're like, what are we doing now? I guess we might be able to talk about that too.
You know, but I said this is episode number 2 of the podcast, but this is actually episode number 1. We did episode 1, but it wasn't. I don't think I was too satisfied with it, so I think this will be episode 1.
Okay, episode 1.
So I guess I could just start off with like. The reason why I'm doing these podcasts.
Okay.
So there you go. Let's start with it. The reason why I'm doing these podcasts is because it's raw, you know? You're so used to me, at least, like in the camera being all crazy and whatnot. But in reality, I'm not like that at all. It's so hard to be like Guava Juice, like, oh, what's up, YouTube? It's so hard to do that every time. So it's just a way to be raw and just be me,
Yeah.
And everyone else. And like, you have some cool guests like my cousin Marlin.
Ooh, or raw like a tree, because trees are raw.
Yeah, so let us know who Let us know who you want in the podcast for the next episodes, please.
Oh yeah, in the comments below.
Yes. All right. Comments. So Marlin, a couple questions.
Yeah, sure.
We kind of just started this podcast like hot.
Okay, sorry. Let's go back to the question.
We're like, okay, we live together, but here's our inspiration, yo. We went straight to that.
Yeah, because I know that's what you guys want to know. How do you do YouTube? How do you be successful on YouTube? That's the secret. We're trying to tell you. Yeah, there are secrets.
I guess we could talk about that.
But I mean, we could do the questions. Yeah,
we could do questions that segue to how YouTube is.
Sure. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. How to become a YouTuber for those who want to be a YouTuber.
Yes.
Anybody can do it. It's just the fact that you got to keep doing it. You can make content for a year. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, but it's the fact after. Do you keep going or do you stop? That matters at that point. So the answer is keep going. That's like with anything in life. If you just do anything, even if you're bad at it for like a year or 2 years, just keep doing it. Yeah. Because eventually something will kick off and you'll be so good at it, you'll love it, and you'll inspire people to do it.
Because if you really want to do it, you won't give up. Like, you'll figure out a way. You'll find some sort of way. I don't know how, but you'll figure out a way, and then you'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's really it. Okay, question, Marlon.
Okay, question. Let's do it.
Let's talk about your inspirations here. Okay, who are some people that inspired you growing up? Whether it's like family members or like personal, public figures.
It could be any. Okay.
Yeah, anybody really.
Okay, so first one, my number one inspiration has to be number one. I would say Will Smith.
Oh.
I really love Will Smith because his career is amazing.
That's hot.
And he's always inspirational. He actually has a YouTube channel now, and he's obviously always killing it again. Other inspirations, my YouTube inspirations, I would say like Ryan Higa, Kev Jumba, Wongfu Productions. Like, I grew up watching them. Like, when, I don't know if you guys won't remember this, but there was a time in YouTube where it was just all Asians. Asians were like the top of YouTube. Like, everything was Asian. Everything was awesome. Everything was Asian.
Everything was Asian.
And that was just so cool because I'm an only child. I love watching YouTube videos even in high school. So if I didn't have any friends or after practice or whatever, I'd come home, watch YouTube videos, and they would cheer me up or inspire me. And I was just like, one day I want to do that. And yeah.
You think mainly, is it mainly because you're bored?
Because I was bored?
that you kind of just like, because you grew up in Stockton, yeah? So is there things to do in Stockton?
There was a golf place that was mini putting that you could eat at Costco, and no, there's nothing to do.
Yeah, I have a theory. It's like, if you're bored, you kind of just find things to do kind of thing.
Okay.
Because growing up, I was bored. I was super bored, and I was constantly just trying to figure out things to do, whether it's like learning how to ride a bike. Okay, maybe not that far. Learning how to, film a video and edit and stuff, just because.
So you edited all yours at the beginning. All of it was like edited and written.
Yeah. Because I was just bored. Yeah. Do you think boredom played a factor? You're like, just being.
I was
craving to do things.
I think so, yeah. And I think it was kind of like the same quote with I always felt weird about school because there's like that quote about you can't judge a fish on its ability to like climb a tree. That's how I felt like a lot of school, and I always felt like in a weird way somewhere in my heart like I really wanted to do something creative. I don't know, like it was just being expressed in such weird ways. Like I wanted to be on TV or like create in some way. I just didn't know how to get it out. So yeah, that's how I started making videos and stuff. Back my first videos in school were for projects in class, like in history class. It was for projects, like instead of doing a presentation, I'd be like, can I make a video? And then my teachers were nice enough to let me, so I got to do that.
I should have done that, yo. Instead I wrote like a 6-page paper. I should have been like, can I make a 6-minute video, please? That would be the best.
Yeah, I had teachers that supported that, so shout out to you, Mr. Hone.
Mr. Hone, what's up?
Coach Hone, he was also my cross-country coach, so that was cool.
Oh, wow. So you had teachers like inspire you growing up?
Yeah. Oh, wow. They inspired me to do that, and then I kept kind of making videos there too because I also got bored again, and I was trying to figure out creative ways to ask girls to prom or formal. And that was just something I knew I was good at. So I knew like if I could, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know.
Nice.
I wouldn't say I was good at. Sorry, something I knew I liked to do. Right? So like that's why you make YouTube videos, because you like to do it, so you won't get bored of it. Therefore, you'll just keep doing it. The same thing with that is like I asked this girl to formal because I made a like stop motion video, which I knew no other person was gonna do that. I just thought I was the weirdo in class, and no one else was gonna do that.
Sometimes being weird is like the best thing ever, because you kind of just stick out like a sore thumb in a good way though. Ooh. So if you think you're weird, you're not weird. You're just really, really amazing. In your own way.
You're special.
Yeah, because look at us. I was weird in high school. I didn't talk to anybody.
Really?
No.
Were you emo then still?
Dude, yes.
This thing?
Oh, man. You should see. I loved emo songs, rock bands, hardcore. Because that kind of depicted how I felt. Sad.
Yeah? Sad?
Yeah.
And then when you came back to LA, it was sad. I'm noticing a trend here that you get inspired by your sadness.
I think, yeah. So if you ever like sad or down, use that as fuel just to create something as successful to, I don't know. How do you explain that?
Yeah, you have to express yourself, I guess, because when you're sad or down, that's like a strong energy of something. You're feeling something, which means you're alive, I think. Yeah. And so you transfer that energy into your work.
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
And then you're showing the world, you're giving like a gift to the world. Like, I'm so sad right now. I don't know what to do, but I want to make this, so I want to give it to you and show you.
I think that's it. It's like, instead of being sad and watching 10 hours of movies or whatever, just spend 10 hours on
your craft, whatever that is.
Your craft, whatever you like to do, whether it's dancing or
pogo sticking,
hula hooping,
or Captain Crunch eating.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, yeah, you eat a bunch of cereal.
Let's do that.
Oh, we should eat Captain Crunch right now. It's like
all
Captain
right.
Crunch.
Yeah. All right, so stay tuned. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to see who eats the most Captain Crunch. Maybe.
Oh, be right back.
Be right back. We just took a little break because we talked too much, I think.
Yeah, we talk about it. Taco about it.
We went to Taco Bell, actually, and we talked about it.
Is that the real sponsors?
No. Taco Bell, if you want to sponsor this, also, just let us know. Any sponsors, just let us know. We need some new gear, like a new table, really.
And some new guests.
Anyways, welcome back to the part 2. I guess in the first half, we talked about... This is too addicting. The first part, we kind of just talked about our past and like what inspired us to do what. I guess in this part, we can talk about our past even further. Like before YouTube, before everything happened, what were we doing? And how did that kind of reflect and inspire us to pursue YouTube at all?
Okay.
So
You go first. It's your podcast. You go first.
Oh, okay. All right. So, before YouTube, I guess I could talk about my first jobs.
Yeah.
So my very first job ever, I was in 7th grade. My middle school teacher hit me up. He's like, "Hey, you want to mow grass?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I guess so." So I mowed grass for him. But then I feel bad because I was young and I kind of didn't want to work. There was one time where I had to do something that night, which was like go to the mall and shop, whatever. And then I was like, "Hey, I can't work today. I got something to do later." He was like, "No, just come. I'm like, okay. And then we mowed grass, and then I was like, "Hey, I gotta go now." So I felt bad, so he drove me all the way home so I could just go to the mall. I felt so bad, so I kind of like used that. I feel bad now, so if you're watching this, I'm not gonna say who you are because people can just. Like,
he knows
YouTube.
who he is.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I was like 7th grade, so did my best. But what I learned from that is you gotta appreciate other people's time. You know, he took me in as an employee because he trusted me, and I kind of just abused that and like, yo, I gotta go to the mall. So just be nice to others.
Okay.
After that, I became a grocery store cashier. All right, Harris Teeter. That's where I worked. North Kakalaki, North Carolina. If you guys are watching from North Carolina,
I don't even know what a Harris Teeter is.
It's like in the West Coast. We
What
have
is-
Ralph's, right? It's just kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
So that was that for a while, and then after that, I was a delivery driver for a restaurant called Chai's. It's no longer there. It was at Duke University's campus, and I would just drive around and all these Duke students and get tips and stuff. And after that, I just went to college, and then that kind of motivated me to like do YouTube because I was broke.
Yeah.
And I needed ways to find lunch money and stuff. So I could say that pushed me to make more content. Is I was starving, and I didn't want to use my mom's money because she had like 3 other kids to worry about, and I just wanted to do my best not to let her spend too much on me because college is expensive. Yo.
Oh yeah.
So that was mine.
Who inspired you then to start YouTube?
Who inspired me to start
Yeah,
YouTube?
like who are you watching was like, I like that.
I think same as you. I watched a lot of Smosh. Ryan Higa, back in the day, was really, really an inspiration. The same inspiration as you, like all the Asians on YouTube, because there's not many Asians. Freddie Wong, Freddie W.
Oh yeah.
It was a good one.
I watched all this stuff too.
Like all of them, really.
Okay, my first one ever was like when I first started editing a little bit, and I would just like say like, "Oh yeah, I'm an editor now." So I would just tell people like, "I'm an I make videos." I was the worst editor, but like this old guy was like, "Hey, I'm releasing this new book," and he lived in Sacramento, and he was like, "Hey, can you help me make a video for this new book?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can. That's easy. I know how to do that." I just like faked it so hard. And when you go watch this commercial, that's so bad.
Wait, you edited a commercial like on TV?
No, it's for like I don't know what
dang.
it's for, but I just like basically had the book right here, and I was just like, like this, and I like held the book and I like went like that, and then like had a title card come in from the side that said like Robert. I can't say his full name, but like Robert Smuckers. It just came in from the side, but I was like the dolly because I didn't know how to do that effect in After Effects. Yeah, so I like put the book on my palm of my hand, and I was like.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I made my first like I think $200 from that.
Yeah, see,
But,
that's good already because you're improvising as is.
Yeah, but that was like I didn't know anything about editing there. Obviously, you can tell because I was just doing that. But I was just like that's like one of my that was only my first like, within my first 20 videos I ever made. That was one of them, right? Because I just like was so when you don't know anything, you're so arrogant normally. Like as humans, we are naturally. Like when you don't know anything, like the more I get older and know like we don't like everyone always talks about how they don't know anything. Like we're like like if you ask us about YouTube now, we're like, what's the next trends? We're like, oh, you don't know. Like you don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
You don't. You just can only learn more. So that's how I felt when I was younger. I was so arrogant about it. I was like, oh yeah, I know how to edit. Like I can do this. But you just made it work. And then when I went to college, my parents were like, you have to get a real job because college is expensive. So I applied for my first job ever, which was at Chipotle.
Hey, Chipotle, if you want to sponsor this podcast too, please.
Yes, sponsor this podcast, please. It was awesome. That was my first interview ever. I was always the kind of the kid that I I guess I was arrogant about that too. I was like, I Googled everything about Chipotle, read that, okay, it's $1 billion company. I knew everything, like the first paragraph on Wikipedia about it. I wore like a collared shirt button down. Like, it was nice, had like lines in it. Yeah. Cause like I thought that's what you're supposed to wear to these things. Yeah. No, like I took it very seriously. I'm like, I'm wearing this. I'm wearing like dress pants, dress shoes. I'm just gonna show up.
Wait, to a Chipotle interview?
Yeah, to Chipotle interview. Okay. And my friend was like, oh, like I work there already. I'll put in a good word, like today or the next day. And I was like, oh, cool. Like this is a shoe in because my friends are gonna talk about it. I already have the job. Like that was my mindset going into this. Is I already have the job.
Nice.
So I go in. And I'm sitting, and it's a group interview. I didn't even know these are real things, like group interview. Why do you do a group interview? Like, this is crazy. It's like 7 guys probably, and the manager, and we're all around a table. And he just asks us questions. And I would just like talk about things, and I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm inspired by the quality that Chipotle brings, and talk about things that I read on the Wikipedia page. I read that like Chipotle is all about quality, nice. About like sourcing local foods and stuff. And I would just say things that I read on Wikipedia. And all the other guys were just like wearing t-shirts and other things like that, like t-shirts and hats and all these things at the interview.
What? Yeah. I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, that's what the other guys were wearing. And he was like, all right, guys, thank you so much for interviewing. Let's leave. Like, let's go now. I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay, bye. And I'm just walking out, and I get a tap on my shoulder. And as everyone's leaving, he's like, hey, do you want to work today? And I was like, what? He's like, we can like hire you right now today. And I was like, really? Okay. And then my friend walks in, and I was like, yo, it worked. Like, you told him about me? And he's like, I was about to tell him right now. He was like, no, I didn't even mention it to him yet. I was about to tell him right now.
Wow.
And then he was like, oh, I was like, I just got hired. He was like, really? I was like, yo. And then that's how I got my first job ever. Yeah.
So the lesson learned, moral of the story, do your research, right?
Yeah,
and dress nice.
And fake it till you make it, kind of. Yeah, just fake it till you make it.
Really?
I think so, because I had the confidence of like knowing that I already had the job. And
That's true.
I think that really sells to someone that you're trying to get a job from is like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not afraid of anything. Like, let's give it to me. Let's do this. And I think that's what I had. It was on accident though, but I got it later anyways. And I was a good worker too, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
So as long as you're confident walking to anything, I guess on YouTube, if you talk about like YouTube, like, in words of YouTube, if you're confident enough to know that you'll reach 1 million subscribers, you'll reach it and even go further. So you don't want to, I guess if you want to start YouTube or you're planning to become a YouTuber, you want to start off by making your channel and just keeping a mindset of, I am going to get 1 million subscribers.
Or a goal lower that you want too, but like a good goal for you. But
1
million is
always
a good goal.
Start low.
Yeah, 1 million is good. And also, I think, what was it? Wait, I had a thought.
Huh?
I had another thought. Dang it. No, where'd it go?
It's gone. So I guess we could segueing into out of this one into why, if I guess people inspiring people to, if they want to become YouTubers, we can just give people advice on what we think and what helped us. Okay. And hopefully it'll inspire them to, you know, give it a shot or not. Or
maybe I guess if you're thinking about doing YouTube, this is the segment for you. 710. Click on the link. 710. Okay, here we go.
I guess we're just doing this on the spot. We don't have any notes or anything.
No notes.
I guess we can think about 2 really important mindsets.
Okay. 2
very important mindsets or skills just to move forward, you know, if you want to pursue that. Because if it doesn't relate to YouTube, this will definitely relate to something else for sure.
True. Yes.
So I think I can start it off. One important mindset to have is the confidence to even do it. Because if you're not confident at all, you know, whether you're in front of the camera or, you know, confident with the project you want to pursue, then you can see that, you know? Like, have you seen videos where people talk on camera and then they just don't, they're like, hey, my name is, it's like that you can see that the confidence is off. Yeah. And I guess if you really work on that craft and show people that you are confident, then you can achieve it. Like your Chipotle situation. You're confident enough to know that you're gonna get the job, and look what happened. You know, you got it easily. So that's a great foundation to have, at least if you want to pursue.
Yeah, that was my thought. Actually, I remember my thought now. It's because like no one wants to watch someone that's like questioning themselves the whole time. You watch someone because they're fun and they're confident, or they have like information for you, or they're making skits with their friends, but they're not afraid of it. They're having fun and they're confident. I think that's like a big part. It really sells to someone that's watching because they're looking for someone too. They want to hang out with you, and they're not going to want to hang out with you if you're just like afraid of everything and afraid of being on camera too. It's just not someone fun to watch. I guess something for me, and mentality number 2 is adaptability, being able to pivot on command almost.
That's true.
Because YouTube changes so fast. The internet in general changes so fast. One meme is a new trend, another trend comes up the next day, another trend comes up the next day. One thing I especially noticed living in I don't know what we'll call that house, the Encino house, the powerhouse, the Guava powerhouse or something.
Yeah.
The farmhouse.
The haunted house. By the way, segue, that house was haunted. We'll tell the story in a little bit, but
yeah, keep listening if you want to hear about ghosts next. We'll call it the haunted house.
Okay.
One thing I did notice is adaptability, just being able to adapt to how the YouTube as it is now, as fast as you can, or whatever you're doing in life as fast as you can, is so helpful. Because if you're just stuck in one way and you're trying to do the same thing over and over again, that's literally the definition of what's that the definition of again?
What? Adaptability?
Insanity. Yeah, insanity. Yeah, if you do the same thing over and over expecting different results, it's insanity. So that's why I especially noticed that with Roy. Like he'll look through like trends and things. So just do it on accident. He won't even realize it, but you just look through things and you find that you notice what's the word? You notice
what's trending,
but also like what's the other word? Like associative brain.
What does that mean?
Like you like notice things that like 10 videos can all be successful, but you notice one thing in them that like makes sense, and then you just like adapt it and put it into your own video. Whether it's like a sound effect or pacing of it or whatever it is. But I think adaptability is so strong because if you can have that, then you'll always be able to survive in life too. If you're in any environment, you just adapt. You're like, I'm in the wild now. I can adapt.
Just piggybacking off of that, it's good to be adaptable, especially on YouTube, because there's a thing called the algorithm. We don't even know what it is. It's a
box.
They call it the machine learning software on the YouTube, and it's always changing constantly. Whether, for example, a video will be doing well, and then 2 weeks your video will not be doing well. Whatever you post, it's because it's always changing. So it's always great to evolve. And like what Marlin said, adapt to what's currently changing. So if you want to, I guess, how do I do that, you're asking? A good way to do it is, like I said, like what Marlon said, figure out what's trending. Look at your analytics. That's a huge part, okay? I don't know if people know what that is.
No.
Analytics is just like a feature on YouTube.
All your data,
Data. Look at data. See what's trending. That's all I got. You know? I know some people who like kind of just do the same thing for years and years and kind of just wonder why nothing's happening. Well, it's because you gotta adapt, I guess.
You gotta adapt, yeah. You always gotta change, and you can't get comfortable in that way, I guess.
Yeah. A good example is Fortnite. Fortnite started off just simple. You build and then you become the last person standing. Now, if you look at it today, they adapted so much. They have updates like every single month, like new season. It's like season 200 right now. And right now you can fly. You can do a whole bunch of stuff.
What? You can fly?
Yeah, you can. It's because they know how to adapt. They know this. They know what it's like to be successful. Like they know what the audience want. They know how to swerve the audience to keep playing the game. To retain
make it exciting and engaging. Yeah.
So adaptability is a great part.
Yeah.
Of life.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
100%. I moved to LA, adapted. Now I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm still chilling. I'm not watching movies as much, but I'm chilling now.
Yes. You got another tip?
What's another tip?
I got one.
Well, go ahead.
I got one. One that was like for me, it kind of coincides with the adapting one, but one this one I also learned from Roy. I guess I learned everything on YouTube from Roy. Yeah, but this one's a crazy one, and this one I think you should write down for sure. But it's not even that crazy. But I call it the speed of doing something. So like when you are adapting, you don't take 2 months to adapt. You do it right now. Like it's because one of the stories I had with Roy is I'd get home from my work or whatever at 3 o'clock in the morning and I go to sleep or something, or I finish editing, go to sleep. one time like Roy knocked on my door and I thought like someone was breaking in or something, and or a ghost was attacking him or something, and he was like, "Yo, there's this what's that one challenge called?
The Running Man challenge."
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, the Running Man challenge." It's like it was popping somewhere. It was popping off on Twitter. He understood that it's what's the urgency of it, I guess, of doing something quickly, because if you don't jump on it right away, there'll be 30 other people that do it before you, and then their video will be featured, and then you are just left behind in the dust, like wondering how come when you made it, it's not like at 10 million views or 5 million views. So doing something fast. Another example I remember, one of my biggest videos I have on my channel, I think 16 million views, is one time we're at the gym and we're working out 9 a.m. and we saw that this Nerf video was trending. And we just like, we're about to work out. We didn't even get to touch a weight yet. And we're like, oh, well, got to go buy all the Nerf guns. And so we just like left and went to buy all the Nerf guns. Same day, made that video the same day, posted it the same day. And now it's one of my biggest videos ever in the world.
That's crazy.
On my channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have an idea, do it now.
Do it now. Don't wait. So I guess that's it's like a life philosophical thing, but it's a big YouTube thing too. Just do it right now, because that's how fast the internet is. And you'll be more happy for doing it too. You wouldn't be like, man, I should have done it. Should have done it yesterday.
That's true. Versatility.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Okay.
For me, if you look at my channel, I do a lot of stuff. It's not just like one thing, you know, because it's the ability just to be versatile and to do many things kind of just like challenges you to, you know, get it done, and then in the process of doing it, you learn.
Wow.
Like, for example, we have this series called Guava Tries, whatever. Like, I go try parkour. Whoa. And then maybe do that, and then maybe what else? Sort of chiropractor, kind of like modeled off of like, you know, the Try Guys.
Yeah.
They like doing different things because it kind of helps them learn in the long run. Because if you're stuck to like one singular subject the whole time, you can only obtain certain knowledge in that singular path. But then if you spread your path, kind of like a branch or a leaf, kind of like root it out, then you have so much knowledge to obtain from those other paths. Whether it's like, you know, for parkour, for example, I learned that I'm not as fit as I used to be, but I also learned that talent takes time, you know? Like parkour, I appreciate parkour now because you get to learn the process of doing it, the process that people have to get their bodies adjusted, whether it's like jumping from one thing to another. That's all muscle memory, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And there's skill into that. And you kind of just learn that. I don't know. Knowledge is powerful. And if you want to be very knowledgeable, just be versatile and do as much as you can, you know? And if you look at my channel, I'll do a lot of like gadgets. We buy a lot of gadgets and we just kind of just use it and, you know, learn from it. We do sometimes we get music videos, because why not? You know, music is a big part of the world. Might as well tap into it and learn what you can learn about it. Like whether it's like harmonies or learning how to play the piano or keyboard, you kind of just learn as you go, kind of thing. Yeah, talk about your show real quick so people know.
Okay. So I have a new show coming out. It's for 3 to like 7-year-olds. So if you're not 3 or 7, don't go watch it because you'll mess up the algorithm. But my show basically is it's a combination. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Mr. Rogers or Zoom or what's another show? Mickey Mouse Club. These are all like more old school shows that were back in the day that were really more for kids, like just to learn about themselves and the world around them. Yeah. And so basically mine is the internet version of that, where I'm bringing other kids to hang out with me in my tent. It sounds really weird right now saying it out loud. In my tent, but it's a massive tent. It's called Home Base. And we're singing and dancing. We have cool things like that, but we're also doing fun challenges, but they're also learning so much about the world and like just normal things we never learned about when we were little, like emotions. We talked about sadness on the show here too. I think it's very important for kids to learn about emotional intelligence and how to handle themselves then. So that's something we're really working towards on this show, is to like help kids understand their feelings and understand why they feel a certain way and how do they deal with that. And so, yeah, really excited about this show.
Versatility. You got to just do new things.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so this is new. Growing up, I wanted to be like a big brother to like my nieces, and I never got to do that. And so that's why I got to do like foods and all that stuff. And now I get to actually be like a real big brother on this show and bring kids in, and we get to make cool videos and learn about themselves and the world. So, yeah. MARLIN'S, July 25th.
MARLIN'S, July 25th. Everybody, go. If you're not I'm gonna be so mad at you.
But yeah, or show your younger siblings because it's for them. It's like for like kids like 3 to 7, and so yeah, we have a lot of fun in it and just like make cool stuff.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube.
It's called Marmarland on YouTube.
Marmarland.
Check it out.
This one is just like I learned this one and it's really helped me a lot. It's just not to judge anyone or anything or anything on YouTube too, especially with what you do. Because I learned what you judge, you cannot do yourself. And so, yeah, going up on YouTube, there's so many other channels out there and you're like, that guy's dumb or that guy's this. And then when you make a judgment like that, you don't know what's going to blow up, what's not going to blow up. And when it does blow up and you need to go do it yourself, you can't do it because you made judgments on it and it stops you. And so, yeah, it really stops you. So like anything is possible. So you just don't judge and have fun. And
That's true. That's why there's so much drama out there because people are just judging.
Yeah.
And then see where that leads. Nowhere really.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Just accept everybody, everyone. You're all on the same team. Everyone, if you're a YouTuber, every YouTuber is against the algorithm. So in a way, we're all in the same team, same boat. So just be happy and just accept one another,
Yeah, cool. I'm so excited to be a part of one of the first episodes.
I think this episode 1 though.
Episode
1, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think this podcast is going to grow into a beautiful tree of guava information and things. I don't know what I'm excited to see what else is going to be on it, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe. It's available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes Music.
I don't even know
I'm just kidding. And Apple Music.
Anyways, once again, thank you to our sponsors, guavajuice.com. If you haven't got your guava juice shirts, go ahead and get it. We need some new podcast gear. And thank you, Marlin. You are very inspirational. I'm pretty sure people watching this think you are inspirational as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be an inspiration to you as well.
Yes. No, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for being an inspiration to me and all the other juicers out there.
You inspired me as well, by the way.
Thank you.
Just growing up. Growing up? I didn't even know you growing up, cousin. Like living in the same house. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about our house, our haunted house story.
Okay, yeah, quick.
Okay. Stay tuned for the next podcast to understand our house story. Whenever Marlon comes back, go subscribe. Thank you for watching. You are amazing. The cameras are gonna die soon, so we gotta end it early. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching. Okay, let's end it. What's that?
What's the ending? What? Oh my God!